Hey everybody, this is Dan in Jonesboro. Just gonna make a quick video real quick. I've worked about 38 hours in 3 days. It's rough when you work by yourself, for yourself, but hey, I gotta make it happen. My brother is still going through his little medical issue, and hopefully he gets better. But anyway, I've done, well, I haven't done a specific video in relation to Barack Obama, but I've alluded to Barack Obama in several of my videos, and as it relates to his callousness or disregard for the black populace in America, the African American populace in America. So I get home today from working, and I see that he didn't attend the NAACP convention. Now mind you, this is a convention that's pre-planned on every president's schedule as a pre-planned event. It's not something that they throw together at the last minute. So I just have a quick question, and the name of this video is "If They Can See It, Why Can't We See It?" Okay, this year President Barack Obama attended the La Raza convention for the Hispanics. He attended the AIPAC convention for the Jewish Americans. But when it comes down to the NAACP convention, he conveniently makes a lame ass excuse of scheduling conflict and sends Joe Biden in place and sends a pre-recorded video message for the NAACP convention attendees. And the sad part about it is a lot of people thought he was going to show up at the last minute. But there again, in lies the problem. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to wake up? Earlier this week, Morgan Freeman, who I don't particularly agree with on some of his personal issues, but the man is intelligent. We can't castigate somebody off to an island of idiocy when for all intents and purposes they have been an intelligent person their whole lives, and basically makes sense when he says that he says that the first black president hasn't arisen. And in fact, he has not arisen. And I've said and alluded to this in other videos. Until a black person in America with slave blood or descendants of slaves in their blood arises as president, someone that's picked from the crop of African Americans here, we don't have our first black president. And it's ludicrous to make that assertion. We don't have him. But the reason why I named this video, "If They Can See It," why can our Caucasian brothers and sisters see the hypocrisy of African Americans and the way that Obama is basically laughing at us? If they can see it, why can't we see it? I was watching Bill O'Reilly the other day, which I'm no fan of Bill O'Reilly. I'm no fan of Fox for various reasons. But I just happened to be in a place that had him on. And he had a Chicago pastor on his show named Ira Acri. And isn't it funny that Bill O'Reilly had to correct him and tell him the reason why the black community is so out of control is because the family structure is broken? Why does a Caucasian man have to tell a black African American pastor that? And this black American pastor was alluding to slave trade and blah, 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 blah. But then Bill O'Reilly calmly said, well, if that's the case, why in the 50s and 60s the out-of-wedlock mothers wasn't 70%? Why were black people more respectful in the old days? Why were blacks more organized in the 30s and 40s and the 50s and 60s? And he said, look at them today. And then conveniently, the next story followed was the 7-year-old black boy on the video booty popping that's been banned on YouTube. So here we go again. Black unemployment at 14.9%, somewhere around there, 14.4, 14.9%. Black youth unemployment hovering somewhere between 39.4%. And mind you, they're not counting the people whose unemployment has ran out. They're not counting them in that unemployed number. They only count the people actively drawing unemployment, okay? Or people that are just giving up looking. These people aren't even counted. But here we go again. And let me just share with you at the closing of this video a quote by Georgia State Senator Saxby Chambliss. And this quote is in reference to the NAACP. And what he is doing is comparing the NAACP to organizations like AIPAC that people have to go to. You see, because just imagine the Jewish American and the Israeli lobby if Barack Obama didn't have his behind at their AIPAC convention this year. It would have been all hell to pay, and he knows that. But Saxby Chambliss simply said, quote, quote, long for the day when the NAACP will be an organization where every president, whether Republican or Democrat, will come because there will be punitive damages for not coming. So basically he's saying, hey, black people are not holding Barack Obama accountable for not coming to their convention. They're not doing it like the Jews would do it, the Jewish people, the Jewish Americans would, and they're not doing it like the Hispanic Americans would. Because Barack Obama knows that he has your vote locked up. But guess what? He ain't got my vote locked up this time. The hell with that. And the other thing, when he has a real African American advising him and not Valerie Jarrett, then come talk to me. And if you don't like this video, you know what I say. I really don't even give a damn.